The small human female stood at attention as the massive alien delegation swept through the corridor of the space station. Her name was Olivia Clark, and she was just a security officer on Outpost 7, the lowest rank among the human representatives. The alien Queen Zalara towered over the human guards, her iridescent scales catching the light as she moved. Her 6 attendants followed closely behind their eyes, scanning every detail of the human facility. Just a guard, Zalara whispered to her chief, Advisor Mira. These humans send mere guards to greet royalty. How primitive. Olivia understood their language perfectly thanks to the universal translator in her ear, but she kept her face neutral and maintained her position as instructed, all part of the diplomatic strategy humans had developed. The Xeraxian Empire had conquered 17 star systems before encountering humanity. Their technology was superior, their warriors fierce, and their queen absolutely certain of their dominance in the galaxy. What Zalara did not know was that Olivia was more than just a guard. She was a specially trained operative with extensive knowledge of alien cultures and combat techniques selected precisely for this mission. The delegation continued into the main conference room where human diplomats waited to negotiate terms. Olivia followed at a respectful distance, observing everything. Commander Morgan had briefed Olivia personally before the mission watch. Everything: learn their weaknesses, but never reveal your true purpose. Even the other guards think you are just a rookie. The Xeraxians requested private quarters during the negotiations, claiming their species needed special atmospheric conditions to rest comfortably. The human diplomats agreed and assigned Olivia to the security detail for their section. Ignite. Olivia would secretly scan the alien technology, gathering valuable intelligence for Earth Command, while maintaining her cover as a simple garden. The third day, Queen Zalara requested a tour of the human living quarters, a request that surprised the diplomatic team, but they quickly arranged for suitable escorts. Olivia was not supposed to be part of this tour, but an unexpected staff shortage put her directly in the Queen's path again. The Queen seemed to remember her, the small guard, from their arrival. Her multifaceted eyes lingered on Olivia longer than necessary. You humans are physically unimpressive, Zalara commented as they passed through the recreation area where off-duty personnel exercised. How do you expect to survive among the stellar powers? A diplomatic officer began a practiced response about human ingenuity, but Zalara raised a clawed hand. Silencing him, I asked the guard, she said, pointing at Olivia, her voice commanding an answer. Olivia stepped forward, meeting the Queen's gaze directly. We adapt, we learn, and we never give up even against impossible odds. The Queen made a sound that might have been laughter or scorn. Interesting answer for a simple guard. The tour continued, but Olivia noticed the Queen watching her more closely now, as if trying to solve a puzzle. That evening, alarms blared throughout the station. Emergency protocols activated as sensors detected a hull breach in the diplomatic section. Olivia rushed toward the alien quarters while other security personnel evacuated human staff according to procedure. The station computer announced atmospheric contamination spreading from the Xeraxian quarters, suggesting their exotic environment had somehow damaged station systems. When Olivia reached the alien section, she found emergency bulkheads sealed, trapping the Queen and her attendants inside, with rapidly decreasing oxygen. Override code Emergency Alpha 7. Olivia spoke clearly to the security panel, using her hidden clearance to bypass normal restrictions. The door slid open, revealing chaos inside the Queen's quarters. Alien attendants lay gasping on the floor, while Queen Zalara herself struggled to reach a communication panel. Sabotage. Olivia realized immediately, noting the precise pattern of damage. Someone wanted these negotiations to fail by eliminating the alien delegation. Your atmospheric suits, she called to the struggling Queen, pointing to the ceremonial gear the aliens had brought aboard but never used in the comfortable station environment. Zalara looked at the human with suspicion. Why would you help us? Your kind clearly arranged this attack. Olivia shook her head, working quickly to activate the alien environmental gear. No, this sabotage hurts everyone, please trust me. Against her advisors. Warnings. Zalara allowed Olivia to help them into their environmental suits, while the human worked, despite her own increasingly labored breathing. Once the aliens were protected, Olivia accessed an emergency terminal, sending a coded alert to Commander Morgan before leading the aliens toward the emergency shuttles. This was no equipment failure. Someone had deliberately targeted the alien delegation, and Olivia needed to get them to safety before whoever was responsible realized their plan had failed. Halfway to the emergency shuttles, they encountered the saboteurs' three masked figures, planting additional explosive devices along critical junctions. Without hesitation, Olivia moved to confront them, gesturing for the aliens to stay back. What followed astonished the watching alien queen. Despite being outnumbered and working with diminishing oxygen, Olivia fought with remarkable skill and determination. Her movements precise and efficient, she disabled two attackers quickly using their own momentum. Against them, the third managed to activate one explosive device before Olivia subdued him. The explosion rocked the corridor, separating Olivia from the exit she had planned to use. "We need another way out," she told the aliens, struggling to remain conscious in the thinning atmosphere. Solara stepped forward unexpectedly and lifted the human easily in her powerful arms. "My attendant, Mira, knows these station schematics. We studied them before arriving. Follow her with the Queen, carrying the increasingly weak human." They navigated through smoke-filled corridors until reaching an emergency airlock where rescue teams were already working. After medical treatment, Olivia recovered to find Queen Solara herself waiting by her hospital bed. "You risked your life for enemies," the Queen stated, her multifaceted eyes studying Olivia with new interest. "Not enemies," Olivia replied. "Potential allies." Commander Morgan entered the medical bay, flanked by security personnel, his face grim. "We identified the saboteurs. They belong to the extremist group Purity First. They oppose all alien contact," the Queen hissed softly, her scales shifting color with emotion. "You were not responsible, no?" Morgan confirmed, though we should have detected the threat sooner. Officer Clark acted beyond her station and saved both the delegation and the treaty negotiations. Solara turned her attention back to Olivia. "You are clearly more than a simple guard human." Female. Olivia met her gaze steadily. "I am whatever my people need me to be, Your Majesty." The Queen made a sound like distant thunder. "I request this one as my personal liaison during the remainder of negotiations." Morgan hesitated briefly before nodding very well. "Your Majesty, Officer Clark will be assigned to your delegation." When they were alone again, Solara leaned closer to Olivia's bed. "I know what you are." Little spy Olivia's heart raced, but she kept her expression neutral. "I am a security officer assigned to protect diplomats." The Queen made that rumbling sound again. "What humans call laughter in 17 conquered systems. I have met many spies, some obvious, some clever. You are among the clever ones, but I see the truth instead of denying it." Olivia asked, "Then why request me as your liaison?" Solara tilted her massive head. "I find you interesting, little human. Your courage when facing my warriors, your skill against the attackers, and your willingness to risk your life to save mine. These things are worthy of respect." The next day, Olivia joined the Queen at the negotiating table, no longer hiding in the shadows, but sitting openly beside the alien monarch as discussions resumed. The human diplomats were confused by her promotion, but Commander Morgan had authorized it, and they could hardly object to the Queen's request. As negotiations progressed, Olivia realized something surprising. Queen Solara was genuinely interested in an alliance with humanity, not conquest, as everyone had feared during a break in talks. The Queen spoke privately to Olivia. "Your people fear us. They believe we seek to add Earth to our conquered worlds." Olivia nodded honestly. "Yes, the Xeraxian reputation precedes you." The Queen seemed troubled by this, her scales shifting to a deeper hue. 17 systems joined our empire, but only the first 3 through combat. The others saw our strength and requested protection. Olivia asked, "From what?" The Queen looked at her with all 4 eyes, deadly serious. "There are worse things in the dark between stars than my empire, little human, much worse." That evening, Olivia reported this conversation to Commander Morgan. "Could she be telling the truth, sir? Maybe the Xeraxians aren't the threat we thought." Morgan looked troubled. "My superiors want me to use this negotiation to gather intelligence on Xeraxian defenses, but what if she's right? What if there are greater threats out there?" Olivia thought about the Queen's words, her apparent sincerity. "I think we should listen, sir. Really listen. Not just pretend to, while planning for war." The next morning, negotiations took an unexpected turn when Queen Zalera requested a private meeting with Earth Command leadership. With only Olivia present as a witness, behind closed doors, the Queen activated a holographic projector showing a star map, far larger than human charts had yet mapped. These red markers indicate worlds that have gone silent in the past 5 solar cycles. She explained systems that once had thriving civilizations, now empty or worse. Olivia asked, unable to hide her curiosity. The Queen touched one of the markers, enlarging it to show a devastated planet. They leave no survivors, no technology, only ruins and silence. They consume everything of value and move on. Who are they? Olivia asked. We call them the Void. The Queen answered. They have no name for themselves that we know of. They do not communicate, they simply appear, destroy, and vanish. The Queen continued explaining the true purpose behind the Zeraxian expansion. She showed images of massive defense networks spanning entire star systems, early warning beacons, and evacuation protocols for endangered worlds. This is why we sought contact with humanity, the Queen said. Our scientists studied your development, your rapid adaptation to new challenges. Your species learns faster than any we have encountered. Olivia looked at the data with growing concern. If the Void was real, it represented a threat far beyond anything humanity had prepared for. Why not just tell us this from the beginning? She asked. Zalera made a gesture Olivia had come to recognize as regret. We have tried direct approaches with other species. They either panic and waste resources on useless defenses, or they refuse to believe until it is too late. We needed to understand humanity first. The evidence was compelling but not conclusive. Olivia knew Earth Command would demand more proof before committing to any alliance based on a theoretical enemy. I need to bring this to my superiors. Olivia said they will want verification. The Queen nodded. We anticipated this request. It is why we brought our royal survey vessel equipped with long-range sensors. We can show your scientists evidence of void activity at the edge of your detection range. Over the next week, human scientists joined Zeraxian experts aboard the alien vessel, witnessing firsthand the disturbing signals coming from deep space. Commander Morgan assembled a task force to evaluate the threat, while negotiations shifted from cautious diplomacy to potential military alliance. Throughout this process, Olivia remained at the Queen's side, learning more about Zeraxian culture and history, discovering a civilization far more complex than human intelligence had suspected. We were once like you, the Queen told Olivia during a rare moment of privacy. Aggressive, expanding. Believing ourselves the most important species in the galaxy. What changed? Olivia asked. We found the ruins of the ancients. The Queen replied, a civilization so advanced they had mastered technologies we still cannot comprehend, yet they vanished completely. The Void consumed them despite all their power. It was a humbling discovery. Olivia had been trained to be skeptical, to look for deception, but everything she observed suggested the Queen was sincere. The threat was real, and humanity needed allies. When the scientists confirmed the anomalous readings matched the Queen's description of void activity, Earth Command called an emergency session. The first steps toward a formal alliance were taken. During this critical period, a second attack occurred, this time targeting the Zeraxian vessel itself. A stealth drone attempted to breach the ship's hull, nearly succeeding before security measures neutralized. Analysis revealed the drone belonged to a human military Black Ops Division 1, not under Commander Morgan's authority. Someone high in Earth government wanted the alliance to fail. Olivia brought this information directly to Morgan, bypassing normal channels. Sir, someone in our own government is actively sabotaging the negotiations. Morgan looked grim, but not surprised. I've suspected something like this. The purity. First, extremists have sympathizers in high positions, people who believe any alien contact threatens human independence. What do we do? Olivia asked. Morgan activated a secure communication channel. I am contacting Admiral Kim directly. This goes beyond our station. While they waited for a response, Olivia returned to the Zeraxian delegation, finding them preparing to depart. You are leaving? She asked. Alarmed Queen Zalera looked down at her. Some of my advisors believe this second attack proves humans cannot be trusted, that your species is too divided to form a meaningful alliance. Olivia felt a moment of panic. Everything they had worked for was unraveling. "Please, Your Majesty, give us time. This attack was the work of a small faction, not our entire government." The Queen studied her closely. "Why should I risk my people for yours when your own kind tries to destroy us?" "Because humanity is worth saving," Olivia answered passionately. "Yes, we are divided, yes, we fight among ourselves, but we also create and build and dream when united against a common threat. There is nothing we cannot overcome." The Queen was silent for a long moment before speaking. "You truly believe this?" "With all my heart," Olivia replied. "Very well," the Queen decided. "One more chance, human, but I will speak only with your highest authority. No intermediaries. Arranging such a meeting would normally take weeks of diplomatic maneuvering. But with the evidence of sabotage, Admiral Kim authorized an emergency protocol within 24 hours. The most powerful leaders of Earth government assembled via secure holographic conference to hear Queen Zalara's proposal. Olivia stood beside the alien monarch as she addressed the human leadership, her presence requested specifically. "By the Queen, the void is coming to your sector," the Queen began without preamble. "We estimate you have less than 5 of your Earth years before first contact. Alone, your species will not survive." The Queen shared all data on the void, showing their pattern of destruction, their overwhelming technological advantage, and their relentless advance toward human space. Some human leaders questioned the evidence, others demanded time to consider alternatives. But the most powerful voice in the room belonged to Admiral Kim, who had personally reviewed all the scientific findings. "I believe Queen Zalara speaks the truth," she announced, "and I recommend we pursue this alliance with all possible speed." A vote was called, and despite opposition, the majority agreed to formal alliance negotiations. As the meeting concluded, Queen Zalara made an unexpected announcement. "I request Olivia Clark be appointed as permanent human ambassador to the Zeraxian Empire." The room fell silent. Olivia herself was stunned. A security officer with spy training was hardly qualified for such a role. The Queen continued, "This human has demonstrated the best qualities of your species: courage, intelligence, adaptability, and loyalty. To her people, these are the qualities we respect." Admiral Kim studied Olivia thoughtfully. "Officer Clark has performed admirably in extraordinary circumstances, but ambassador is quite a promotion." "I trust her," the Queen stated simply. "She has earned that trust. Under fire, I will negotiate with her or not at all." Faced with such an ultimatum, the leadership reluctantly agreed. Olivia would become acting ambassador, while formal diplomatic credentials were processed. When they were alone again, Olivia confronted the Queen. "Why me? There are professional diplomats, trained negotiators." Zalara made the rumbling sound of laughter. "Diplomats speak with pretty words but reveal nothing of their true intentions. You speak truth even when inconvenient. Prefer this." 3 months later, Olivia found herself aboard the royal flagship traveling to the Zeraxian homeworld. To formalize the alliance between their species, the massive vessel housed hundreds of Zeraxians of various castes and ranks. Olivia studied them all, learning the complex social structure of their society. The warrior caste served as guards and military leaders, their scales darker and tougher than others. The builder caste designed and maintained the impressive Zeraxian technology. With nimble, many-fingered hands, the thinker caste advised on science and philosophy. Their bodies smaller, but their eyes larger and more complex. Above them all stood the royal caste, Queen Zalara and her sisters, who ruled different sectors of the empire, connected by some mysterious biological link that allowed instantaneous communication across vast distances as they traveled deeper into Zeraxian space. Olivia witnessed firsthand the defensive network the Queen had described: massive space stations armed with weapons beyond human understanding, automated drone fleets patrolling system boundaries, and evacuation centers capable of housing billions of refugees. "This is how you survived void incursions," Olivia realized. The Queen nodded. "Early detection, immediate response, and rapid evacuation. We cannot defeat them in direct battle, not yet, but we can save our people while searching for weaknesses." Arrival at the Zeraxian homeworld was an overwhelming experience for Olivia. A planet twice the size of Earth, with 3 moons all populated, all connected by constant shuttle traffic. Millions of Zeraxians gathered to witness the arrival of the first human ambassador, their curiosity and suspicion equally evident. Olivia followed diplomatic protocols as best she could, though she had received only minimal training before departure. Her natural adaptability served her well, as she navigated the complex rituals of Xeraxian court. Queen Zalara presented her to the Council of Sisters, the 6 queens who jointly ruled the empire, each controlling a different aspect of Xeraxian society. They questioned Olivia extensively, testing her knowledge, understanding, and commitment to the alliance. Is humanity truly ready to stand with us against? The Void asked the War Queen, her scales midnight black and covered in battle scars. Your species still fights among itself for resources and ideology. Olivia answered honestly, no, we are not ready yet, but we learn quickly and we will fight with everything we have when the time comes. The Knowledge Queen leaned forward, her scales shimmering with embedded data crystals. What can humans offer that we do not already possess? Creativity. Olivia replied without hesitation. Your technology is advanced but follows predictable patterns. Humans think in unexpected ways, find solutions others overlook. The discussion continued for hours until finally the Council of Sisters reached a decision. Humanity would be granted provisional ally status with full integration into the defensive network, pending successful completion of 3 trials. Olivia asked, looking to Queen Zalara for explanation. The Queen seemed troubled by the Council's decision. I did not anticipate this, but it is our way. New allies must prove their worth through demonstration of their strengths. What are these trials? Olivia asked. The War Queen answered, you will face the trial of strength, the trial of wisdom, and the trial of spirit. 1 human champion for each trial. Olivia straightened her shoulders. I volunteer as humanity's champion. The Council of Sisters made a sound like wind through crystal leaves. Impossible. You are but 1 human. You cannot represent your species in all 3 trials. Admiral Kim, who had accompanied the delegation, as military advisor, stepped forward. Then we will bring our champions the best humanity has to offer. Preparations began immediately. Earth Command selecting their finest representatives, while Olivia studied the history of previous trials, learning what her people would face. The trial of strength would pit a human warrior against a Xeraxian champion in combat. The trial of wisdom would challenge human problem-solving against impossible odds. And the trial of spirit would test the very core of human values. As acting ambassador, Olivia coordinated these preparations while continuing to build relationships with the Xeraxian leadership, particularly with Queen Zalara, who had become something of a mentor. The day of the first trial arrived with great ceremony. The entire capital city gathering to witness the test of strength. Earth had sent Samantha Reeves, their most decorated Special Forces commander, a woman of extraordinary physical capability and combat experience. The Xeraxian champion was Krell, Warmaster of the Northern Continent, his massive frame covered in battle scars, his reputation legendary among his people. The arena was a circular platform suspended above a ceremonial pool. The rules simple: remain on the platform, defeat your opponent by any means necessary. Olivia watched nervously as Samantha faced the much larger alien opponent. The size difference alone seemed to make victory impossible, but as the combat began, it became clear that human agility and adaptability were significant advantages. Samantha moved like water around Krell's powerful but slower attacks, using his momentum against him. After a grueling battle that lasted nearly an hour, Samantha emerged victorious, having forced the Xeraxian champion to concede through a brilliant combination of strategy and unexpected tactics. The crowd fell silent, then erupted in a sound like rushing water, the Xeraxian equivalent of applause. The first trial had been passed. The test of wisdom came next. Earth, sending Dr. Kimberly Waters, a brilliant physicist and problem solver, to face a challenge no non-Xeraxian had ever completed. She was presented with an ancient device, a relic of the civilization that had preceded even the Xeraxians, a puzzle box of seemingly impossible complexity. While previous challengers had attempted to solve the puzzle through brute force calculation, Dr. Waters took a different approach. Instead of treating it as a mathematical problem, she recognized patterns that suggested the device responded to emotional states and creative thinking. Working tirelessly for 3 days, she succeeded where all others had failed, opening the device to reveal its secrets. Ancient star charts showing the earliest known locations of void activity. The Council of Sisters was stunned. This information had been locked away for millennia. Yet a human had accessed it through intuition rather than logic. Only the test of spirit remained the most mysterious and difficult trial for this Earth sent Lily Chen, a philosopher and humanitarian, whose wisdom and compassion had guided international policy through several global crises. No one knew exactly what the test would entail, only that it would challenge the very essence of humanity. Lily was taken to the sacred caverns beneath the royal palace where the oldest Xeraxian, the Oracle, awaited. A being so ancient her scales had faded to translucent crystal. For 3 days they remained sealed in the caverns, while the world above waited, Olivia pacing anxiously outside the entrance. When they finally emerged, the Oracle moved directly to the Council of Sisters, communicating in a language so ancient, even Queen Zilara struggled to understand after much discussion. The War Queen announced the humans have passed all 3 trials. They are worthy allies. Celebrations erupted throughout the capital as formal alliance documents were prepared, linking Earth to the greatest interstellar power in known space. During the victory feast, Queen Zilara took Olivia aside, walking with her through the royal gardens. "You have accomplished something remarkable, little human," she said. "No species has ever passed all 3 trials on their first attempt." Olivia smiled. "It was our champions who succeeded, not me." The Queen made her rumbling laugh. "It was you who made this possible. The day you saved me from assassins, you showed me humanity was different from other species we have encountered." "How so?" Olivia asked. "Most species we meet are either too aggressive, attacking without understanding, or too passive, surrendering without resistance. Humans balance both qualities perfectly. Warriors and peacekeepers, inventors and philosophers, divided yet united." The formal alliance ceremony took place the following day with representatives from all 17 systems in attendance, the largest gathering of alien species in human history, as acting ambassador Olivia signed the treaty on behalf of Earth, officially joining the defensive coalition against the Void. But even as celebrations continued, urgent messages arrived from the Outer Defense Network. Void scouts had been detected in a neighboring system earlier than predicted. The war preparations began immediately, human engineers working alongside Xeraxian builders to adapt Earth defenses to the coming threat. Olivia found herself at the center of this activity, coordinating between species, translating not just language, but cultural concepts and technological approaches. 6 months later, she stood on the bridge of the first joint human-Xeraxian battleship, the Defender, watching as mixed crews ran battle simulations. Queen Zilara joined her, observing the humans and Xeraxians working together with increasing efficiency. "Did you ever imagine this outcome when we first met?" Olivia asked the Queen. "When I was just a guard and you were certain humans were primitive." Zilara made a gesture of amusement. "I saw potential in your species, but this." She gestured too. "The integrated crew exceeds even my expectations. Humans learn faster than any species we have encountered." Alerts sounded across the bridge, long-range sensors detecting anomalies consistent with Void scout ships at the edge of the system. "This is not a drill." The tactical officer announced. "They have arrived." Queen Zilara turned to Olivia. "This is the moment of truth. Are your people ready?" Olivia looked at the human crew members' faces, determined, focused, unafraid. Despite the legendary enemy they faced, "We are ready," she answered. "Not just to survive, but to fight back. The Void has never encountered humans before. They have no idea what they are facing." Across the galaxy, the warning spread, the defensive network activating as the first wave of Void scouts entered Alliance space. Humanity would face its greatest challenge not alone, but alongside powerful allies united against a common enemy, and it had all begun with a simple guard who had shown an alien queen that appearances could be deceiving, that sometimes the greatest strength came in unexpected forms. The first battle for the future of all sentient life was about to begin.